Welcome one and all to Puppet History! Today we're taking an ever-winding look at yet another chapter in the heavy book we call history, while our guests ruthlessly compete for the coveted title of History Master. I'm your beloved little host, the Professor. Thank you. Ryann Bergara, are you ready?
Just another day in paradise.
That's right. Special guest, Ryann Graham, are you ready?
I'm very excited about meeting you in person.
Yeah, this is the first time we've hung out.
But I'm curious, what is this metal box that you have? I feel like it's scary. I feel like I should be concerned about this box.
No.
It's kind of weird and
No.
creeping me out.
No.
Are you sure?
Nothing to be concerned about.
He wants to know about it. We should just see what's inside
You
the box.
step away!
Oh,
You step away!
I'm sorry, Professor.
Well, you think that intimidates me? I could be silent too. Watch.
You guys ready to learn?
Let's learn.
Then let's crack in! Well, you know what? We actually ran into this last time when we had our little Zoom season, but I think if memory serves me, the protocol here is to go with Ryan for Ryann Graham and Beef Boy for our little Beef Boy.
Actually, it's Beef Man now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Beef Man. All right, now, to begin, have either of you ever been on an aeroplane?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Love flying.
What's the craziest thing you've done in an airplane?
The craziest thing, well, I mean, drinking the water on an airplane, because apparently it's really
Oh,
dirty.
yeah, don't order the coffee on the airplane because it's bad. It's poop water.
I drink coffee on every airplane I get on.
Okay.
Today, it's easy to take for granted how easy it is to spit in God's face and soar like angels above the clouds. Of course, it wasn't always like that, especially if you weren't a rich white guy. Buckle up, because today we're talking about the first black aviatrix, Bessie Coleman.
Oh, that is so exciting. Wow, I did not know that's what we were going to be talking about
That's
today.
what we're talking about!
I'm very pumped.
Bessie Coleman was born January 26, 1892, in the small town of Atlanta, Texas.
Wait, did you say Atlanta, Texas?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, they
That's
got
what
one
I was
too.
confused.
They got one too.
They got a hot Atlanta in Texas?
Wow, it's probably hotter. It's probably a hotter
Oh,
Atlanta.
shit, that's the hottest Atlanta.
Yeah, honestly. Do they have a Coke there? Like Coca-Cola factory, maybe?
They probably don't have a factory, but I bet you can get a Coke.
Ah, I do love that.
Before she was 2 years old, her family moved 30 miles south of Dallas to Waxahachie, Texas. Bessie excelled at school from an early age, and when her father left town when she was only 9, Bessie helped tend to her 3 younger sisters while her mother, Susan, worked.
So her dad left though, but so she was mom number 2 basically.
Yeah, sort of shouldering some of the responsibility.
I guess late 1800s, you were lucky if most of your family made it to next year.
Exactly.
You got to have some insurance, kids.
Right.
You know, just in case a tree falls on one of them.
What do
or
you got there? What are you putting in your little thermos there, huh?
It's just some drugs.
Okay. Even in youth, and despite suffering countless indignities in the Jim Crow South, Bessie was determined to do something great with her life. In 1910, at the age of 18, Bessie enrolled in the Colored Agricultural and Normal University in Langston, Oklahoma. Unfortunately, Bessie ran out of money after only 1 semester. Her dreams of a formal education dashed almost before they had even begun. Bessie had no choice but to return to her family in Waxahachie. How did Bessie return to Waxahachie? A. On her first airplane ride, which almost crashed twice. B. So depressed she didn't speak for 10 months. Or C. With a marching band.
I really wish it was C. That sounds like a fun option. I would love to just walk around with the marching band.
That would be
Sounds nice.
fucking sick. It's that's how Beyonce does it.
Oh yeah, and like a natural just wind. Like she calls the wind with her presence.
Yeah.
It happens.
Okay, are we locked in? Beef Man.
Let's go with A for aviation arrival.
Oh, I got a lot of A's in there. That's fun. Good alliteration.
How about a jelly
mon
bean for
frere.
that?
Yeah, I'll give you a jelly bean, sure. Ryan, what do you got?
I put B, that she was like super sad, because I feel like it would have been way too early for black people to be on planes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess also she could have been both on a plane and soup sad.
That's
so
true.
Maybe
Maybe
That's
it's
true.
A and B.
Yeah.
You guys ever been sad on a plane?
Yeah.
Lots.
Every time.
Oh my God, what? This is trauma. This is so much trauma that we're going through right now.
Points to neither of you!
What?
In an early example of Bessie's unconquerable will, when she learned a local church was throwing a homecoming party for her despite falling well short of a degree, Bessie resolved to provide the music in the form of the Langston Band. Bessie wanted to make something of herself, and she wasn't going to let little setbacks like running out of money keep her spirits down.
That's called falling forward.
That's Moxie, baby.
I like that.
Yeah, that's
I do like
super
that.
cool. She's like, I'm just gonna throw a party. She's like, I'm not gonna be sad.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back and it's gonna be a rager.
That's all I want to do now. Anytime I fail, I just want a marching band to show up and be like, whatever, he's going to do more, baby.
That's like such a flex too. Like you're just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you think I'm gonna be a loser? No, here's a band, baby.
Yeah.
I like it.
Back home, Bessie began working as a laundress.
What's that?
You do laundry.
Oh.
Yeah.
But she knew she would have to leave Waxahachie again to achieve her dreams. All right, now stop me if you've heard this one before, but Bessie had to move home and bust her ass at a job she didn't love to save up some cash before her next big move, with little more than her outsized dreams keeping her moving forward. For the next 4 or 5 years, Bessie's dreams were stoked by the printed words in the Chicago Defender. One of the most important black newspapers in the early 1900s, the Chicago Defender boasted a circulation upwards of 250,000 by its peak. Bessie read copies brought south by railroad porters, taking to heart the paper's message to quit the South for the North in the Great Migration. In 1915, at the age of 23, Bessie set off for Chicago, where her brothers Walter, 35, and John, 29, already lived with their wives.
Jesus, she had quite the separation in age from her brothers.
29, 35, I don't know.
She's 23, that's 6 years.
No, that's, yeah. I feel like that there's a good spread. Like they spread it out to where it's like, you know, this kid's successful, let's have another.
Yeah, we did
makes
good.
sense.
Let's do another. Yeah.
Yeah, this one was fine.
Or maybe we didn't plan to do another, and uh-oh.
Hey, love is
also,
love,
yes, and.
man. Love
That's
is
right,
love.
that's right.
You just can't keep it all in.
You can't keep it all in, I know, right?
You know what? Good job. I'll give it a little jelly bean for the beef, man.
Why did you say it like that?
In Chicago, Bessie began hanging out at nightclubs and mingling with the upper echelons of the black community, such as the Chicago Defender's founder and publisher, Robert Abbott. To pay the rent, she found work as a manicurist in a barbershop, doing men's nails while charming her customers into fat-ass tips.
I love that. I love that the guys back in whatever we said, early 1900s, were not overly masculine enough to be like, I'm against getting a manicure, you know what I mean?
When do we regress? We're men, but we're
And it's like motorcycle themed.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like, dude, you're still getting a manicure. Calm down. Like, it's fine, bro. I want a mani-pedi. I really came in here to have my nails done.
How are your cuticles looking?
Oh, mine are pretty bad right now, actually.
Oh,
yeah, mine are pretty
I'm actually
rough.
getting my nails.
Even as a manicurist, Bessie excelled, with an article in the Chicago Defender proclaiming her Black Chicago's best and fastest manicurist. Still, doing nails was not the particular flavor of greatness that Bessie had had in mind for herself.
Black women are always like, we are on it. We're gonna do the best. We're gonna do the best at everything we do.
Like, this is even a job that she doesn't even want. And
I
she's,
was-
like, acclaimed.
I was just about to say, this is a story about her being the first aviator, and we're talking about her being the best manicurist.
Yeah.
I imagine whatever she did, she would be the best at it.
Exactly. At the age of 27, after almost 5 years in Chicago, Bessie was still preoccupied with amounting to something. The only question was what? Her answer finally came one day from an unlikely source, her brother John, stumbling drunk into the barbershop where she worked. Ooh, what did John tell Bessie? A, news of Amelia Earhart's successful flight across the Atlantic. B, he'd just bought a plane from some guy in a bar. Or C, that she wasn't shit compared to French ladies he met in World War I.
Wow. Okay, well, certainly not that she's not shit. If she's the best manicurist and the fastest manicurist, she can't be not shit.
That's a tough one.
I wanna be, yeah, okay.
All right, sure.
Beefman, what do you got?
I went with A. Anything you can do, I can do better.
I like that. And Ryan?
I also put A. She heard about Earhart.
Points to no one!
Damn it, was it C?
It was C.
Fuck, I knew it.
I think what you're forgetting is that he's her older brother.
That's what I was saying. That's totally sounds like something a sibling would say.
Exactly.
But then I should have went with my instinct. Stupid.
Don't do that.
No.
Hey, it's okay. You
Well,
gotta
we
get
have
through.
to imagine it wasn't good fun, but like all great older brothers, John was there when Bessie was at her lowest to absolutely roast her ass. telling her that the French women he'd met while serving overseas were far superior to the gals he knew in Chicago. They had careers, he told her, and even flew planes. And that was all Bessie needed to hear. That's it, she's said to have proclaimed. You just called it for me.
What a dick.
You have any brothers, Professor?
You
You have a family?
have family.
Anybody that looks like you?
I may have a long time ago, but the memory fades.
Oh my God, Professor, do you need a hug? I feel...
No, don't touch me.
Okay, well, it's okay. Sorry.
Okay, moving along. Nay. Oh, hey there.
I'm just clopping in real quick to thank Wondrium for sponsoring today's episode.
Oh, we love the folks at Wondrium. Genuinely, it's a really great brand fit.
Uh-huh. Hey, Professor, I've been inconsolable ever since my sweet husband, Stanley Murphy Melvin, perished. But at the same time, a horsewoman has needs. And so I've been hitting the dating scene looking to get some action from some studs. Dating isn't easy, though. And do you know what I've found after trotting around town with an endless parade of absolute hot dolts? Intelligence is what really gets my numerous knees wobbling. And that's where Wondrium comes in. Wondrium searches far and wide to bring you trusted, respected, and inspiring experts and non-fiction storytellers who have led over 6,000 hours of video courses, documentaries, and series. They've got a carefully curated collection of short and long-form videos, tutorials, how-tos, travelogues, documentaries, and more. Hey, you want to learn about Prague? How about checking out The Great Tours, Experiencing Medieval Europe, hosted by Renaissance historian Kenneth Bartlett, in which he takes you on a thrilling tour of some of Prague's most breathtaking architecture, including the Old Palace, where one of the most prominent defenestrations took place. Oh, there are so many gargoyles, and they are straight up freaky. Anyway, Wondrium genuinely loves puppet history so much that they reached out about extending our viewers a free trial. Go to wondrium.com/watcher. That's WONDRIUM.com/watcher and get learning. Your brain will thank you. Wow, that's incredible. Thank you, Wondrium, and thanks, Dorothy Ruth. Well, I'm off to conduct a seance in an attempt to contact my sweet, dead Stanley Melvin Murphy. Goodbye, Professor! Nay!
See you later. Okay, where were we? Yes. Now, if John hadn't dunked on his little sister that day, the world might never have known Bessie Coleman. But Bessie had finally settled on what she would do to leave her mark. She would be the first Black American woman to earn a pilot's license.
That's sick.
Love it.
Are you the first person to do anything?
I am the first person to do drag in my family. So there's that.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There it is.
That.
Am I the first person to do anything? I am the first person to successfully and then unsuccessfully murder a puppet.
That's true.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Like everything ever, however, this was easier said than done. 100 years ago, you didn't just enroll in pilot school. If you wanted to learn to fly, you had to track down a pilot who would take you up and show you how to not crash. Bessie needed a pilot, but since almost all of those were white males, and since almost all of those were openly and proudly racist, it proved literally impossible for Bessie to get any time whatsoever in a cockpit.
Man, talk about barriers of entry.
Yeah.
Jesus. I feel like, why does racism have to stop so many things? I feel like, what would happen if we all just didn't do it?
Except it didn't stop her though.
Ah, you're right.
Which is
right.
crazy.
Ryan, it sounds like you're arguing
I think actually racism is good. No, this is the exception to the rule. How about that?
Right.
Yeah, exception
Yes,
to
fair,
the rule.
fair.
Exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Bessie brought this problem to her social circle, specifically Robert Abbott. Seeing an opportunity to increase circulation in the story of a young Black woman becoming a pilot, Abbott encouraged Bessie to lean even further into her brother's insults. Learn to fly in France, where they're at least a little less racist. Bessie enrolled in French classes and left her manicurist job to manage a chili parlor where she could earn more money. Still, and this remains true today, it's hard to earn enough money to move to France and enroll in flying school on a chili parlor manager's salary alone.
Sounds good to work at a chili parlor, though.
Oh, God, I'd
would
put them
not
out of
mind
business because I'd be eating it all.
that. I know what you're saying there.
I hate all chili. I'm not a beans guy, so.
Oh, not a beans guy.
Yeah, no.
What about jelly beans?
I love a jelly bean.
Here you go, have one. Woo!
Nice.
Some of Bessie's well-off contacts, like Robert Abbott, chipped in funds, and on November 20th, 1920, Bessie Coleman set sail from New York City to France. In France, Bessie immediately had a problem. The flight school she chose refused to admit her. Why? A, because she was black. B, because she was a woman. Or C, because she was an American.
Well, I mean, to be fair, 'cause you said a little less racist, and I'm like, I mean, racists are pretty everywhere, but
Yeah, that's
she's like, she's black.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Okay.
Are we locked?
Yeah.
Beef, man.
All of the above?
Okay.
I also said all of the above. Wow, we've been on the same wave this whole
Guys,
time.
I just want to be clear. I really don't do trick questions around here.
Oh,
But you did this time, didn't you?
Points to neither of you.
sounds like a lie, honestly.
No.
You haven't given us any points this time, so.
No points.
According to Bessie, quote, I first went to Paris and decided on a school, but the first to which I applied would not take women because 2 women had lost their lives at the game.
What?
They were like, no more of that. Like, we've had
2
two
women died flying planes, so they were like, I guess women weren't meant to be in the sky.
Like, they have the smallest sample size, and they're like, 100% of women
Yeah.
can't fly. No.
These women were not meant to spread their wings.
That sounds very German.
These women, as you say, were not meant to take to the sky.
Well, never letting a setback get her down, Bessie applied to France's most famous flight school. Uh-oh, here comes some French. École d'aviation des frères Caudron et Le Courtois in the Somme? And was accepted into their 7-month program. Every day, Bessie had to walk 9 miles to get from her room to the airfield.
9 miles?
Yeah, that's a ways.
That sounds like one of those like old people things. We're like, oh, I had to walk. It
really does.
It's very
That
that.
does sound like that.
It's not real. That's not real. Is that real?
You know what, though? Maybe that's just how it was, and that's why old people always were like, yeah, we did that. We didn't have, those little bird scooters.
Or a lift.
Yeah, jeez.
Once at the airfield, Bessie then had to fly a plane. I guess that's obvious, but let's make sure we're on the same page for what flying a plane meant in 1921. Bessie learned on a French Nieuport Type 82, a biplane that predated World War I, made out of wood, cloth, wire, and pressed cardboard with a bit of steel and aluminum tossed in for good measure. There was no steering wheel, there was no brake, there wasn't even a roof. You flew open to the elements. Your only form of control was wrestling with 2 sticks, a baseball bat between your legs to keep from flipping over sideways, and a bar at your feet to control the yaw. All the while, hot castor oil would fly off the engine in a yellow mist, coating your face and goggles. Back on the ground, the plane could only stop courtesy of a metal spike in the tail of the plane that would dig into the earth. In short, it was a death trap. But that did not deter Bessie, even after witnessing one of her classmates die in an accident. As Bessie said, quote, it was a terrible shock to my nerves, but I never lost them. I kept going.
Anybody who flew a plane during this era deserves the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah,
That's
that sounds
fucking
terrifying.
insane.
All of that sounds like you're going to die. I'm like, that's not women's fault. That just sounds awful. Why did anyone fly?
If you sit in a seat made out of wood that's in the sky, you're out of your mind.
On June 15, 1921, Bessie Coleman earned her pilot's license from the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, the first African-American woman in history with such distinction. She sailed back to the States and, on September 3rd, 1922, at Glenn Curtis Field in Garden City, New York, Bessie Coleman flew in her first American air show to a crowd of between 1,000 and 3,000 spectators.
Was her brother one of them? And was he like shitting himself?
I sure hope so.
I would make sure he has a front row seat.
Fuck you, John.
Rewarding Robert Abbott's early financial support, Bessie gave a full account of her time in France to his Chicago defender. Bessie quickly and naturally stepped up as the role model she never had, challenging others, saying, quote, we must have aviators if we are to keep up with the times. I shall never be satisfied until we have men of the race who can fly. Do you know you have never lived until you have flown? Of course, it takes one with courage, nerve, and ambition, but I am thrilled to know we have men who are physically fit. Now what is needed is men who are not afraid of death.
Wow.
I'm just calling everybody shot. Just be like, get the fuck up in those planes.
I also love that she lifts up other people. That
Yeah.
is like, they say that like when you lift up a woman, women tend to lift up other people way more than men do. So I'm like, it's cool that she's like, I'm in this space, you know what I'm gonna do? Make other people also be in this space.
Having already made history, Bessie now faced a more persistent challenge, money, as having a pilot's license was not the same as having a job. So, how did Bessie plan to earn a living? A, as an entertainer. B, as a commercial pilot. Or C, as a flight instructor.
I would love that she just suddenly like, she's like, I've done this flight school and now I'm gonna become like an entertainer.
Yeah, like Top Gun. That's what I would like to have happened, but did it actually happen?
Yep.
Okay,
Beefman.
I'm gonna go with C. They wouldn't want her to fly them, but they'd be like, I guess you could teach.
I said C as well. The student becomes a teacher.
Well, this is a moment for celebration because we've got a Sea Dogs out there. 2 C's. Or, please bark. Or. Ryan! Beefman, bark! We're not moving along until you bark. Thank you.
I hate myself so much right now.
Points to neither of you.
Oh, great. Okay.
After all that,
I feel,
you
why do we have
son
to
of a-
bark? Now I feel, now I'm angry.
Oh my God.
You said you were nice. That's actually quite mean.
He's laughing like the Joker.
commercial airlines as we think of them were still a ways off. And to be a flight instructor, you had to have a plane, which Bessie did not. That left entertainment. Planes were, after all, still pretty new, and people were more than willing to pay to watch pilots defy death, just like when Segways came out.
Oh, wait a second, you tricked us. I thought when you said entertainer, you meant just nothing to do with flying.
Yeah, I was thinking like she became like a jazz singer.
Yeah, that's what I was
or,
thinking.
I never said that.
Well,
That's a,
No, I never said
I feel like
that.
this was a misleading
that's
question.
a misleading
No, no,
question.
no,
It was a
no,
poorly worded question.
Yeah, at
no,
minimum.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
No, I think that was bad. I think that one's on you.
Yeah.
What did I say she did as soon as she got to the States?
As soon as she got to the Shades?
At their peak, air shows could draw up to 50,000 people, and for an additional fee, spectators could even hop into a plane for a short ride with the Barnstormers after the show. With a full understanding that she was in the entertainment business, Bessie began promoting and self-dramatizing. She told the New York Times that she had learned to fly during World War I when she was in France with a Red Cross unit, a lie that nevertheless enhanced her draw.
What's a little embellishment,
Gotta sell tickets, you
A
know?
little embellishment, you know?
I feel like the best entertainers are that way. Marilyn Monroe was that way. Her
Yeah.
story has always been dramatized. That's what social media is, you know.
Yeah.
She's just like an OG influencer.
Well, after her first shows, Bessie proved to be such a draw that she began receiving offers to entertain not just at altitude, but on solid ground as well. She signed a contract to star in a feature film, but backed out a few weeks later when she learned the opening scene would feature her in tattered clothes and a walking stick. She found the depiction disrespectful, reportedly saying as she quit, "No Uncle Tom stuff for me."
Yes, know yourself, know your worth. I love that.
Despite rejecting Hollywood, Bessie still set her sights on California, where, thanks to a sponsorship deal with Oakland's Coast Tire and Rubber Company, she was able to buy a Curtiss JM4 for $400. The plane, known as a Jenny, was already considered obsolete, but it was hers. With this final obstacle cleared, the sky was literally the limit for Bessie Coleman.
She got a plane!
Wow.
Okay, good. You started to scare me there. I thought this was going to take a tragic turn.
Like then she crashed the plane.
Yeah, because we are on this show and nothing good ever happens on this show.
Well, things that happened a long time ago almost always end in death. Unfortunately, time passes.
Everybody dies. Everybody dies.
On February 4th, 1924, 10,000 people gathered at the new fairgrounds at Palomar Park in Southern California to see Bessie Coleman fly in her very own plane, sponsored by the good folks at Coast Tire and Rubber. Unfortunately, the crowd that day was less than wowed, with many demanding refunds, accusing Bessie of making them a sucker in a, quote, bunco game.
Just some old-timey shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah,
This is bunk. This is like, nah.
Huh. Why was this event considered a bunco game? A. Bessie's stunts were outdated and boring. B. Bessie never showed up. Or C. It was so cloudy you could barely see the plane.
That sucks.
I love that they're like, your stunts are old.
Yeah, I know. I really hope that's not it.
We've seen these!
Beefman, what's your answer?
C. Cloudy day.
See, cloudy day.
I'd like that to be because the other ones kind of suck.
And Ryan?
I feel like because good things don't happen, I think she didn't show up.
Well, let's find out via the magic of theater. I'll be back.
I hope you're wrong. Cloudy day feels like the best case scenario.
When does the best case scenario happen here?
That's true.
Well, I don't know about you, fella, but I can't wait to see Queen Bess soar over us like a goddamn eagle. You're not lying, friend. I hear she's spectacular and flies in the French style. Yes, any second, I'm sure. Oh, is that her? Yes, oh, I think... Oh, no, that's a cloud.
Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that Bessie Coleman's plane has crashed. She has sent word that she'll be along as soon as she can be patched up, but it sounds like she's got a broken leg and broken ribs, and also, I don't know what plane she'd be flying now, so yeah, sorry.
Sounds like Bessie's really hurt. To me, it sounds like we've been had. Boo! I demand my money back. Yes, this is a bunco game, I say. Yes, it's a bunco game. A bunco game.
Wow.
Let's bring Bunko Game back. That's kind of fun.
I think it belongs in the past. You could take that one.
I'll try to make it a thing.
Oh, point for Ryann Graham. You get a jelly bean here in this bunco game. Yes, Bessie never made it to the fairgrounds in Palomar Park because shortly after taking off in Santa Monica, her rickety old plane smashed into the ground. Feared dead, thankfully, Bessie had only been knocked out, along with a broken leg, broken ribs, and a cut-up face. Upon regaining consciousness, Bessie pleaded with the doctor just to patch her up so she could still fly out to the show. Again, I'm not sure what plane she would have used, but that proved impossible. Bessie didn't leave the hospital for 3 months.
Wow.
Oh, no.
You respect the hustle. She wanted to get back up there.
It's like Frida Kahlo when she painted in her bed. It's like she still wanted to be a part of her art and her craft. Wow.
She seems like someone who could have benefited from like a long rest too. She's been going on like pretty hard for a long time. Yeah, lie down in the bed, catch up on Stranger Things or something. I don't know.
In 1927.
Bessie returned to Chicago and, for the next couple years, struggled to get her career airborne again. Meanwhile, her dreams had only grown, using her time healing to lay the groundwork for a flight school that would welcome Black Americans. As Bessie said, quote, "Blacks should not have to experience the difficulties I have faced, so I decided to open a flying school and teach other Black women to fly. For accidents may happen, and there would be someone to take my place." However, starting a flying school meant buying planes, which meant somehow earning money, which meant Bessie would have to get back to barnstorming.
Barnstorming is just what they call when you show up, put on a show. You got that, right?
Oh, no, I was lost there. An airplane show is called barnstorming?
Yeah.
I only knew that because I was a big Peanuts fan. So
Of like Peanuts as in the characters, the cartoons?
yeah, the cartoons. Yeah,
No, he just loves those little nuts.
yeah, I'm a big fan of Peanuts.
Yeah, I was like, sure, what does that have to do with
I'm a big Peanuts fan.
Bessie eventually started gaining traction doing air shows in borrowed planes in Texas, sometimes ending her show by passing controls off to a co-pilot so she could parachute from the plane.
That's sick.
Baller.
Did she still have the scar? Because can you imagine parachuting down with this big scar?
Oh yeah.
Oh, like a big Zuko scar across her
Yeah,
face.
that's nice. I like
Wow, Bessie
badass.
was like a badass.
She's just a badass.
Though she was desperate to buy another plane of her own, Bessie refused to compromise what she knew was right for an easy buck. Before a show in her hometown of Waxahachie, organizers informed her there would be separate entrances for white and Black spectators. Bessie refused to fly until the entrances were combined. Another show, at the annual flower show thrown by the Orlando Chamber of Commerce, was to be for whites only, until Bessie refused to fly, opening admission to Black citizens as well. Finally, Bessie had some influence, and she was sure to use it to push for equality.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
Again, uplifting more people. Like, you have to use your power.
The point is, if you find yourself with an advantage or a privilege in life, use it for good.
What have you done?
I guess I got murdered.
Oh, wow, that got dark.
That's a strange answer to that question.
By saving money from touring, not just by barnstorming, but also on the safer lecture circuit, in April of 1926, Bessie had finally gathered the money needed to once again buy her own plane. Another old-ass Jenny for sale in Dallas.
Why would you buy the plane that you like crashed the first time? That makes me nervous. Is she gonna make it out of this?
I think she is. He's playing with us right now. He's fooling around.
You're gonna lay it on us. What happened? Where's Bessie?
Okay, well,
24-year-old mechanic William Wills received Bessie's plane and flew it from Dallas to Jacksonville, where Bessie was waiting to perform her first show in her own plane. Wills made the journey with 5 stops. two of them emergency landings, as the plane was in pretty bad shape, arriving in Jacksonville on April 28th, 1926.
Oh, God. Florida.
No. Oh, well, that's the first problem.
2 days later, on April 30th, Wills and Bessie climbed aboard the Jenny for a practice flight. Wills manned the controls, while Bessie, unsecured so her 5'3" frame could see over the side, scouted for a spot to land when she would parachute from the plane the next day.
It's bad, isn't it? It's bad.
Just
not
finish your
good. I'm
stupid
sorry,
story.
guys.
Just finish your stupid story.
Okay.
According to witnesses, during the practice flight, the plane suddenly accelerated and nosedived, going into a tailspin before flipping upside down at an altitude of 500 feet. The unbuckled Bessie Coleman fell out of the plane and plunged to the ground, dying on impact. She was only 34 years old.
Oh my God.
It's sad.
I guess she died doing what she loved, I guess.
But it's a very dangerous thing to be doing.
I mean, she could have died at home in a recliner eating like a turkey sub, but
Right.
she died falling to her death from a plane, I guess. I'm trying to make this better. I think it sucks.
Let's put it this way. If you are a thrill seeker, someone who does feats of daring for great audiences, the optimal way you'd want to go is doing something daring, right?
Yeah.
Wills struggled to regain control and crashed, his body pinned under the wreckage. As rescuers scrambled to try to lift the plane from his body, some idiot lit a match for a cigarette, igniting the fumes pouring from the plane and engulfing the wreckage in flames.
That's not real. He someone.
What the fuck?
What? That's like that scene from Zoolander when.
Dude, what the hell?
You know what this situation needs? A cigarette.
Oh, man. Let me think for a second.
People really loved smoking back then, you know?
That's true.
Jeez. Okay.
Wills never stood a chance. Investigators determined the cause of the crash was a loose wrench that got jammed in the control gears.
A loose wrench, like the tool?
Yeah.
Like someone was just fixing and go, we'll get back to this later. It's
Right.
fine.
I don't know if they dropped it or what.
Came back from lunch, forgot about it. It happens.
It's one of those tiny things where it's like, the tiniest little mistake can just doom a person.
They always say that when it comes to an airplane or a helicopter, one loose screw. I mean, we're thumbing our nose at God by being in the sky
agree.
every single time. And every time I land, I go, dodged one there.
We're putting horses out of work.
Honestly.
More than 5,000 people attended Bessie Coleman's funeral service in Florida, and 10,000 attended a memorial hosted in her honor by Ida B. Wells in Chicago. Even in death, however, the white media used Bessie's race to rob her of the recognition she deserved. White papers focused more on Will's death than Bessie's, with the Florida Times-Union even saying the crash happened while Wills was, quote, teaching Bessie how to fly.
Some bullshit.
That's the Florida Times.
Yeah.
Yeah, like who really is reading the Florida Times?
Well, nobody
me.
in Florida because they can't read.
There we go.
Don't kill me, Florida. You have Disney World.
With that in mind, how many days did it take for the New York Times to publish Bessie's obituary? This is open-ended, but I'll tell you right off the bat, it was not the next day.
Are we doing Price is Right style, like closest without going over?
Yeah.
Copy.
All right.
Okay, almost done.
Locked in. Beef boy, what do you got?
40 years.
Okay.
I put 20 years, because I feel like they probably didn't write about her until, the 40s. That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't.
That math in my
doesn't.
I realized how far.
Depressingly, points to Beef Boy. Bessie Coleman's obituary finally ran in the New York Times on December 11th, 2019, 34,193 days after her death, part of the paper's Overlooked series.
I shouldn't be smiling at that. That's insane.
Wow.
It's just ludicrous.
Ludicrous.
Her whole legacy just went unknown. Like, no one said anything about it. It was just kind of like, this lady died and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And it wasn't until, literally after Black Lives Matter that, people were like, we should talk about this.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. All right.
Oh, wow, that sucks.
Well, in 1929, another famous black aviator, William J. Powell, started the Bessie Coleman Flying School in Los Angeles, picking up the dream that had driven Bessie to continue despite setback after setback. Though her life was cut tragically short, Bessie had already broken through so many barriers and achieved the goal she'd set for herself back as a girl in Texas. She had certainly made something of herself. As the Norfolk Journal and Guide wrote after her death, quote, "Whether they take it or not, Miss Coleman has taught our women that they can navigate the air, and like all pioneers, she has built her own monument."
Wow. Late, but yes.
Yeah.
I believe she's going to be on a U.S. quarter next year.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. If that's the end of the story, huge pile of bullshit that she's gone unrecognized for so long. But holy shit, I mean, what an accomplished woman.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
every time something stopped her, she was like, I'm gonna come back bigger and better.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to take away with me.
Whatever she did, she vowed to be the best at it, and she was. If every time I lost and I had a band celebrate, my life would be a musical.
Yeah, it would.
Because I lose a lot.
Well, that concludes our history lesson. I'm going to go tally the scores to see who receives the title of History Master. While I do that, please enjoy the special performance from a cute little clown.
Goody.
You know, it's really lonely up here for us clouds. Yeah, we love it when you little human weirdos come to visit us. So few of you take the trip, though. Are you so content with being down there in the dirt, lowly, his bravery in short supply? You know, I'd like you to visit. Hey, you! Down there! You ever thought about maybe taking to the air? We got clouds and little birds. We got one hell of a view of Mother Earth. Oh, hello from up above. Let me pitch you something that I think you're gonna love. Hop a hot air balloon or a plane. Once you get up here, your life ain't ever gonna be the same. And sure, it's dangerous to hop aboard a plane and just forget about the life that you knew. But get your ass on a flight, hit the gas, hold on tight, and rocket skyward toward that beautiful blue. Come on up to the sky. Sure, there's a minuscule chance that you'll die. But when you're dipping your soul, you won't miss Earth anymore. Shit down there don't look great, fuck it all, levitate. I see ya there on the ground. I can't believe you don't let gravity hold you down. Look at me, floating free. Ain't I the cutest little cumulus you ever did see? Don't be fooled, I'm a little imp. Had a three-way with the rainbow and the Goodyear blimp. You can too. Just take the ride, leave all your woes and all your baggage from below behind. And sure, it's dangerous to hop aboard a plane, but trust your instincts and you'll know what to do. Just get your ass on the flight, hit the gas, hold on tight, and rocket skyward to the beautiful blue. Come on up to the skies. Sure, there's an itty-bitty chance that you'll die. Trip through that beautiful blue, rip to the life that you knew. Life below's looking bleak, fuck it all, take the leap. This is unrelated, but I'll tell you, from way up here, you really see some crazy stuff. I saw the whole JFK assassination, and I know exactly who did it. I can't tell you who, but I can tell you, they did that. Anyway, let's get back on track with some scatting. Skip bap bap ba doo pa da pop, scoop bang, and a diggle piggy whip hang. Ooh ah, ooh, come on up to the skies. Sure, there's a pretty solid chance that you'll die. But when you dip in your soul, you won't miss Earth anymore. Shit down there don't look great. Fuck it all, levitate, get your ass on a flight. Hit the gas, hold on tight. Come on up.
It's so good. That was so good. So good. I really want to sing that for the rest of my life now.
Whoa, what an uplifting performance! Now, you guys are never gonna believe this, but according to our complex victory algorithm, this week's History Master is Ryann Bergara! Another win, Ryann! Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
Get your prize! Again, the trophies, the coveted cups are on back order.
Yeah,
Supply
they're on
chain
back
issues.
order. That's what they're on.
Come on, come get it.
I think I'm good on the lotion.
You must take it.
I don't want it.
You must.
I don't want it.
You don't want to be dry. You want to be well moisturized.
Wow, look at this lotion that I'm definitely gonna put on my skin. Oh, it feels so good.
Good.
So good.
Ryann Graham, thank you so much again for joining us today. For the rest of you at home, thanks for watching Puppet History, where the details are always a little fuzzy. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
The light from those stars takes eons to get here.
here. In a way, they're the messengers of galactic history.
But, son, if I fly really high, I could probably still eat one, right?
No, I'm sorry, Dad.
I told you, he's always flying up there trying to eat them, getting all lightheaded and passing out, dropping out of the sky like a sexy little rock.
I just want to taste the twinkle treats.
You want twinkles? You look into my eyes.
In the future, people make pictures out of the stars and tell tales about them. Constellations, we call them. Actually, now that I look up there, I don't really recognize any of these stars, though.
Oh, let's make some new constellations then, huh?
Oh yeah, that sounds fun.
Oh, okay.
How about, there. Hey, that one looks like my favorite rock. Hey, honey, that one rock, right?
He loves this rock.
Oh, man, it's cold, it's hard, it's heavy, it tastes bad, it's exquisite.
Oh wait, look up there. Those look like that little bird that's always tweeting.
There's a little bird?
This scrimpy guy in the forest always going tweet-a-doo. You know, I sat on your egg a long time, a lot of cold, rainy nights. And when things were dark and scary, I just listened to that little dingus singing his tune. Because if a dumb little bird can survive till sunrise, so can I.
Oh, that is so sweet. Okay, wait, my turn. Oh, hey, look there. That one looks like Beef Boy.
Son, you can't just say things.
Oh, Ryan. He was my friend. You know what? You guys would have liked him. He was a weird guy. He was kind of nasty to me, but I guess I was kind of nasty to him.
Well, sometimes we're a little nasty when we're not paying attention. I bit one of your father's toes off once.
Oh, she did, clean off.
We were in a tangic frenzy. I said I was sorry, but we kept going.
She did. She said she was sorry, but yeah, it's gone.
I'm sure if you apologized to Beef Boy, he'd forgive you.
Yeah, maybe.
So can we talk about my rock more? Or
Well, sure, Dad.
He's really passionate about this rock.
this one time, I took a nap on the rock, right? It was sunny, okay? And I had a what do you call it, sunny? The dream.
Oh, right. Yes, a dream.
Okay, so yeah, I saw my toe. Except my